And we're recording. Good. Hello there. Welcome back. This feels like deja vu. Time's flying by. We're already halfway through 2021. I really don't know how that's possible, but you know what? It is. So I thought, let's stir the pot. Let's get truthful. Let's get honest. Let's answer some risky questions. These are the questions I always avoid, the ones I've never answered before because, well, I'm not looking to get canceled. There's been a lot of that lately. On to the madness. Here they are, the things that keep me up at night, all the things I've never told you. How many secret tattoos do you have? So I made a video about me getting my first tattoo in January of 2020, and since then, I've gotten a few more. Hell, I don't even think my parents know about half the tattoos I've gotten. Inaccurate, I told my parents about them last week. I believe my mom said something along the lines of, please stop. I have 4 tattoos. They're in various parts of my body. Honestly, you would never know, which is fun. They're for me and nobody else. What's a story from 2013, 2014 that we've never heard? Oh, there's a lot of these. There's a lot of these for sure. So there we were at the first convention I had ever been to. I went as a fan. I was a very small creator. Not many people were recognizing me, and it was my first time in California. I was just there to have a good time. I was meeting my favorite YouTubers. I was meeting everyone in O2L for the very first time. It was a good time. So naturally I decided this is the perfect place and the perfect time to try drugs for the first time in my life. The things JC Kalen has convinced me to do. Good Lord. Everyone else had done this before. I had never, so we did it. We walked around the convention center. I felt like I was floating. I didn't feel like a person. Didn't necessarily love it. Kinda wished it would stop when I was in a crowd of thousands of people, but you know, you live and you learn. Why don't you upload YouTube videos as often as you used to? This one's super easy. I've been online for over 10 years. So, you know, you just kind of run out of things that you think are worth talking about. 10 years, thousands of videos. Really think about that. I have made thousands of videos. Between my second channel, my main channel, the Our Second Life channel, collab channels, everything, it's a lot of content. So I don't upload unless I really feel the urge to make something. Just for shits and giggles, you know? What are your general thoughts about all the YouTube drama nowadays? Every time there's a new person that does something horrible, I just think, is it really that fucking hard to be a good person? Is it really that difficult to not do disgusting things? I hate cancel culture. I like the idea of educating people and giving them a second chance, but when those people go and they ruin their second, third, and fourth chances, I don't know what to do with them. I suppose we just throw them out with the trash because that's where they belong, but also, that doesn't sit well with me either. Sometimes it sits pretty well with me. Okay, it sits well with me a lot of the time. What is something that you regret in your life? And this is going to be so eye-roll worthy, just bear with me, regret all the times that I wasn't honest with myself and I allowed other people to walk all over me and I didn't stand up for what I truly thought I deserved. And that's happened more times than I would like to admit, but there have been quite a few times where I look back and think, you knew exactly what you wanted, exactly what you deserved, exactly that this situation wasn't right, and you let it happen. You kept going because you put your trust in someone even though they continued to wrong you. So I regret every time that I didn't trust my gut, trust my instincts, put myself first, there's nothing wrong with that, and speak my damn mind. Come on, being vague. What's it like being famous and going on dates? It's low-key horrible. I don't like it. I don't want to say that's the way it is for everyone, but for me personally, there's a layer of difficulty added to meeting any new person. Don't get me wrong, it's not that bad anymore, but in the very beginning stages, it was horrible. I was just worried about so many things. I was worried that I would be talking to someone and they would post the screenshots of our conversation, that I was going into a date with someone who didn't tell me that they knew me ahead of time, which just like, I don't like that. It doesn't make me feel good to know that someone knows more about me than I know about them. But again, as I get older, my current state is not as bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. What was the most scandalous thing that happened at a YouTube convention? Back in the heyday, oh my God, it was drama central. There were always secret parties that you had to get invited to, and if you weren't invited, you still knew about them, and it made you feel bad. But granted, sis, I was always invited to the parties. Let's get that straight. Oh my God, I remember the first time I was invited to one. It was upstairs, top floor, suite at the hotel. Jack and Finn, Dan and Phil, Zoe and Alfie. I felt so fucking cool. It's so lame. You would constantly find out that people were dating that you had no idea they were dating. People were hooking up that you had no idea they would hook up. People were participating in illegal activities, illegal substances. It was allegedly activity like this occurred. I don't know, I'm not looking for a lawsuit. Interrupting you for a quick break. Oh my God. And a word from this video's sponsor, BetterHelp. Is there something intervening with your happiness and preventing you from achieving your goals? Me going for 8-mile jogs every morning in the pursuit of fitness? No, I'm running away from my depression and anxiety. BetterHelp is wonderful because they'll assess your personal needs, then match you with a professional licensed therapist who will communicate with you within 48 hours. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it's professional counseling done securely online. What's amazing is they have over 15,000 counselors with a broad range of expertise, and they're available to talk to you worldwide. All you have to do is log in online and send a message to your counselor if you want to talk. You'll get timely, thoughtful responses to schedule a video call or a phone call, and plus you don't need to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room anymore. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and if you need it, financial aid is available. Plus they make it easy and free to change counselors if you want to. So go ahead, visit betterhelp.com/ConnorFranta. That's better, HELP.com/ConnorFranta. And join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with an online professional counselor today. Click the link down below to get 10% off your first month, or go to betterhelp.com/ConnorFranta. Start living your happier life today. Biggest financial regret you have? I like to think I'm relatively modest nowadays, he says with a fucking chandelier behind him. Jesus Christ. But financially, what I usually regret is spending money on things that were so temporary. I used to buy expensive designer clothes for one photo on a red carpet that no one cared that I was at. Like hundreds, and over the years, thousands of dollars on clothes. For what? Like, for what? I didn't even look good in half of those photos. I don't care if it was Gucci, Saint Laurent. It doesn't matter. It didn't look good on me most of the time. Except for these ones. Your boy looks hot. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I did lease a Porsche for a while, and I don't even like cars. I drove a Honda CR-V, a 1998 Honda CR-V for the majority of my life. It had 250,000 miles. Why? I don't care. I don't care. Peer pressure is so goddamn real. How rich are you? Allegedly, I do well. Allegedly, I do fine. Your boy's not getting on a private jet, that's for sure. I'm getting an economy, and I'm investing that money in my future. I wish that were a joke, but it's true. I'm so lame. Oh my God. What do you actually spend your money on? Splurging to me is eating nice food. Like if I have the urge, it's like, let's go out to eat. Let's go get some good drinks. Or if I want to go on a spontaneous trip, the privilege of having financial security is just being able to book the flight and the accommodation in that moment. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely looking for a good deal here and there, but you know, if I want to go to New York, I can pick up the camera and go to New York. Am I a responsible adult? Responsible? Sure. Stable? No. Who was the very first person that you came out to? I don't think I've ever said this on my channel. The first person in my entire life that I ever came out to was Tyler Oakley. I don't know what possessed me to do this, because like Tyler and I were good friends, but don't get me wrong, I only knew him for maybe like 6 months to a year. We were relatively new friends, but we hung out a lot. A lot of the times we would just like watch movies, and one night I went over to his place and I had practiced in the mirror saying this. Like I knew I was ready to tell somebody, and I knew that he would be a comfortable person to say this to, someone who could potentially counsel me, advise me. He literally invented being gay. It only seemed fitting. Be my temporary therapist for the evening as I emotionally explode. Long story short, I kept that man up until 4 a.m. I wouldn't leave his apartment, but I also couldn't tell him. And eventually I just kind of like mumbled my way through it. And he just, he was really, really great and really receptive. And from that moment on, I began my process. From that day on, I started telling more and more people, told the person a week later, told another person a week later after that, and just, it snowballed. A shout out to Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Meant a lot. This is your time. Have a quick rant. Go. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Most people on social media, they're faking it until they make it. Rented mansions, rented cars, rented clothes. It's all an illusion. Don't believe any of it. The reality you think some of these people are living is just not true.
If I see one more fucking twink make it seem like ordering food from a food delivery service for every meal is normal, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. You're not too busy to make avocado toast and a drip coffee, Joshua.
Fiction. Fiction. What's your most unpopular opinion? I think people care way too much about sex.
Uh-oh, your conservative upbringing and prudish American ways are showing.
And that's not me shaming people. That's not me being sex phobic. I don't know why that's the first, is that? I'm sex positive. You do you. Have as much as you like as long as it's consensual. But the fact that people could ask me any question, anything in this world, and all they want to know is if I'm a bottom and I've had a threesome? Hundreds of questions about penetration? That's all you want to know? Am I nothing but a hole? I'm complex. I have thoughts. I have opinions.
You know what? Maybe I'm just bored by it. I'm bored. You're boring me. Ugh.
Does it bother you that your video views and your sub count has dropped? No, it's honestly kind of relieving. The most anxious I get is when the number is odd. Like sometimes it gets to a perfectly well-rounded number and I say, can it stay? It doesn't have to grow, it doesn't have to decrease, can it just stay there? That's where I'm at, honestly. Thoughts on religion? This is a dicey one. I wrote about this in my book a lot because I got a lot of thoughts and opinions on this. Organized religion has a lot of flaws, very exclusive. It's quite problematic in its history, not to name any sort of conflicts, not to single you out, but Catholic priests, I'm just... But again, as I get older, that's a theme here. As you get older, you learn more things about yourself and the universe. The more people I meet, the more cultures I experience, I appreciate how people practice religion. People who individually live their lives in a certain moral way, by certain practices, being a good person, being good to others. I took a theology class, an upper theology class in college, and I just found a lot of plot holes. A lot of plot holes in it that didn't sit right with me, so.
A lot of parents sacrificing children, misogyny, hatred, homophobia. It's hard to ignore it once you see it.
I don't know, it's complicated. I don't want to offend anybody, just be good people. I think that's the moral of the story here, is just do good by all people. Doesn't seem that hard. What is your most toxic trait? I don't know how to phrase this, but sometimes I'm too considerate. Like sometimes I'm willing to put other people so far ahead of myself that I ruin my own safety and my own comfort, which really, really burns me in the long run. Other things include that I am so particular and organized, and I like to do things a certain way. And if anyone gets in the way, it is just so, like, I'm like itching at myself to stop them from doing it the wrong way. Also, I'll say it, I'll admit it, sometimes, most of the time, I cancel plans last minute because my social battery is drained and I'm exhausted and I just want to be alone, okay? Okay, it's nothing personal. It's chemical. What's one of your craziest celebrity stories from living in LA? I get flooded with memories of celebrities that I've met along the way and I completely forget about it. I forget that I took Lady Gaga's photo in that bar, sat next to Beyonce at brunch, stood in a valet line with Rihanna right behind me. Things like that, I don't know how I forget it, but I forget it. The craziest story that I have that feels like a fever dream is that I got to go to a post-Grammys party that I shouldn't have been able to go to. A head of a record label gave us his tickets to go to this party because he was tired and just wanted to go to bed. So he gave us his tickets and winked and just said, have a good time, which honestly was like really kind of creepy at the time. So we got in a car, we drove up to the Hollywood Hills, and when I say every celebrity musician that was at the Grammys was in this one house. I mean, every celebrity musician. Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Sam Smith, everyone. Everyone was there. And then there was me. Just me. Sitting there watching. It was A-list party, Q-list me. I have never felt more out of place, so we just kind of had a drink and watched it and then just left kind of early because it felt so weird. I didn't know what to do. Everyone was being normal and having a good time, but I have never more felt like an alien. You know, I think that's it. I think we answered quite a few things I've never answered before. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Subscribe down below for more content. I make it all the time. If you didn't know, I wrote a new book, House Fires. It comes out September 21st, but you can pre-order it today. I highly recommend it. Spent almost 3 years writing and crafting that piece of work, and I would appreciate your support. Let me know in the comments down below, what questions did I miss? What questions do you want answered? Be respectful, don't be weird and nasty. I believe in you. I trust you. Kind of. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great life. I love you, and I will see you super soon. Bye. We're having microphone issues. Blame technology, not me. Never blame me, it's never my fault. Never. Not once, ever. Sometimes, oh God. I wish it went deeper than that. Oh my God. I love that you can say anything on YouTube nowadays and you just put allegedly before it and it suddenly morally makes it fine. I heard that the only reason ConnorFranta is famous is because he sucked a bunch of dick. Allegedly. Allegedly.